Peace and love, everybody. Yeah, so today we're going to be going over culture. Uh, it seems to be a topic that a lot of people are interested in, wondering what other people's culture is. So I just wanted to break down American culture. I wanted to break down our culture, the culture they stole from us. There's a lot to it. It's definitely, it's as deep as dancing. It's as deep as the way we dress. But there's another avenue of culture that I wanted to get into.
Yo, peace, Todd. Can you hear me clear?
Yeah, peace. I can hear you, man.
All right. Sorry, bro. I passed out. Immediately after I got out, I was like, let me take a little nap and I'll go live. And I was out for a few hours.
It happens to the best of us. You know what I'm saying? It happens to the best
Yeah.
of us.
Some sometimes the
We
research
survive.
it does drain you because it's mind blowing the things that we put out and you wondering if people are gonna understand what you're putting out.
Yeah,
These things are hard to explain.
definitely. Reading and researching, cross-referencing, trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like just basically solving puzzles all day long.
That's exactly what it is. It's
Because
like
there could
who
be
can do it?
something. There could be something that you looked up.
You
Hey,
know,
peace, Lisa.
Bro,
Peace,
imagine
Lisa.
we could have been rocking with the whole the what you call it? The hypnotizing out of Africa theory. But look, this shit is more exciting. Like I want to know more about our world, where we're from. I don't want to know
Man,
more about Africa. We studied Africa all of our lives.
yeah. It's time to get into like our history,
Hey, peace,
our
Los.
truth, our shit.
Yeah,
It's not
enough about the
you
Africa. They don't even know that's the youngest continent.
facts. And for everybody, like just for clarity, this is not like this isn't a hatred towards anybody. This is just us being who we are. If I go to like China and I'm like, yo, hey, what's up, man? You look Japanese. They're gonna be like, yo, I'm not Japanese, bro. I'm Chinese. And I can't get mad
That's
about
exactly
that.
what it is.
I just can't be mad. I just gotta accept the
Yeah,
truth because that's
we're
just is
older.
what it is.
hmm We're older than Africa, and you could just see it in our inventions, in our athleticism. Like we know the Earth, we've been here longer. You know what I'm saying? It's just we're a different pedigree, man.
Hey, I'm glad you said we know the earth. Hey, all right, so hey, peace to everybody that's here. Let's kind of get into just a brief of what's going on. So today we're going to talk about culture. Now, this isn't going to be a dancing live or anything like that. This is going to be a different form of culture, but it's important. Uh, and it's important that we know what this stuff is, what it's about, and how we're connected to it. Because knowing what it means, you'll know why they took it from you, right? It'll also tell you who you are. Man, it's a lot to it. So we're gonna dive into some books. We're gonna pull this bad baby out again because this thing, this a good one right here. What you think about that, David?
Now I
I'm gonna
think
need,
it's awesome. I was gonna go live, but when I saw you live, I was like, fuck it, let me rock on yours.
I
It's easy
appreciate
on
it.
me.
Yeah, Hey, that last live was pretty good, man. I had to edit some of it out because it was way too like it was distorted, but we got some good stuff, and I'm posting it tonight.
Yeah, I know. I know. My mic was bad, bro,
Yeah, it's all good. I got some good
but I
stuff,
fixed it
like
now. You can hear me clear.
yeah,
You
I
can
got
hear
some
me
good
clear,
stuff.
right? You're not gonna edit
Yeah,
me out on this one.
no, I could. Hey, look, I still
All
that's
right,
what I was
cool.
trying to say. I got some good stuff still, so it's all good. Like
Uh, uh,
when I brought you up to the big screen, it got I still got you on there. It's just most of the stuff that you can't really hear is like side talking. So it was like cutting that out wasn't really. It was probably gonna happen anyway because
yeah.
it was small talk.
So right, but when I was in Times Square, it was much better. Well, not
Yeah,
much, but at least a little better.
when you're presenting,
Okay.
I can hear you clearly.
Okay.
Hey, peace on you. Hey, look, yeah. So y'all, we talking about culture, man. We talking about culture, but there's a way we got to dive back into culture, man. For us, for our ancestors, for our children, for the universe, everything. Hold on, all right. Here we go. We got to get started. You know what I'm saying? Peace, peace. All right, all right. So we're gonna start right here, y'all. Culture. Now, this is just a regular definition. The arts and other manifestations. Peace be for all. The arts and other manifestations of human intellectual achievement regarded collectively. Right? That's important. Collectively is important. All right. The reason collectively is important is because they didn't just take our culture away from us. All right. They took our nation away from us. Okay. The customs, art, social institutions, and achievements of a particular nation. All right. This is the up to date definition of culture. All right. Of a particular nation. I know y'all hear that a lot that we don't have no culture, right? Or where's your culture? What's your culture? What's your culture? We don't have a nation. I think that's a big deal too. And they both go hand in hand, nations, culture, the things you achieve and manifest together collectively. All right. Collectively. All right. Everybody with the same state of mind. State of mind. Y'all feel me? This is like just the basics, right? This is just the basics. Culture. All right. Makes sense. Now the sad part about it is everybody has a culture. All right. Everybody has a culture. And unfortunately, there's been times in this history that we're studying where other people's culture played a tremendous part in other people's culture. You know what I'm saying? Very, very detrimental, right? But knowing what culture is going to help us put two and two together. Knowing culture is will allow us to have a better understanding of why this behavior became a thing, right? And why land robberies happened, right? Right? Everybody has a culture, but let's focus on ours for now because that's what was stolen. I know this is taboo for some people, but look, like David says, this is the most read book in the world. There has to be a reason. It just has so many things in it. I just like the Bible is like its own kind of language where you can speak to people all around the world and just understand the concept of it. All right. Does that make sense? But this isn't a religious thing.
And another thing that I think you should touch on is heritage. Heritage has something to do with an inheritance. It has a lot to do with culture as well. So it's like the things that we do, the way we dress, the foods we eat, the style, you know what I'm saying? All these things is part of your heritage. The dance, all these things.
Exactly. And all throughout history, you could see different times where they attack different aspects of our culture and heritage.
Yeah, you know what? When you have a second, just throw me up on Times Square.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna just read this right here and then I'll throw you up there. All right. Genesis 2:8. All right. The Lord God planted a garden towards the east. All right. We know what the east is. This is the east. I got a post on my page where I break down that this is the east. This is the Orient. All right. I broke that down on my page already. All right. If you go to my page, you'll see it. It has a title on it. It says the King of the Orient, where I break down that this is the east. All right. The Lord God planted a garden towards the east in Eden. All right. And there he placed the man whom he had formed. All right. It's all about gardens. All right. I just want you to know from the beginning to the end, it's all about planting. It's all about gardens. It's all about culture. It's all about cultivating. All right. You understand? When David comes back, I'm going to throw him up there. But I just want y'all to know it all ties in. It all ties in. Okay. But we're going to get back to the real culture of things. The Lord God planted a garden. Hey, I'm going to bring you up, David. You ready?
All right, so this word heritage, it says that which may be inherited from Old French in heritage, heritage, heir, inheritance, ancestral estate, heirloom, from heriter, inherit. So basically, it's basically telling you like these are things that are passed down from family to family. So if you're not within the family, you don't get it. Inheritance. That's what your heritage has to do with. Um, Usually, the the foods that you cook is part of your inheritance. The style of clothes that you wear is part of your inheritance. The way you do your hair, like braids, cornrows, locks, is part of your inheritance, part of your heritage. All these things. It says genitive heritus, heir, meaning condition or state transmitted from ancestors. So it was given to you from your ancestors. Is that clear, everybody? That's it.
Yeah.
Rashad, you can bring me down. Yeah.
That's deep. That's deep. That's important. I appreciate it. Hey, look, y'all got to interact and let us know. You know, I'm sure he asked y'all if it was clear, like to literally, know if it was clear. Because if not, then he would read it again, or you know what I'm saying? I don't think that was a rhetorical question.
He's like, I'm listening. Yeah, I want everybody to understand because this is these these lessons are not just we're just talking. We're letting you guys know the truth because we were all lied to in this, and we're just trying to let people understand like we are all one and we're looking for the truth together, and we're unfolding all these truths, and some things are difficult to even take in. These things that we're telling you, these are facts. Like our ancestors did teach us how to like braid hair, how to cultivate the land, um, how to make clothing. It's true. It was passed down from our forefathers.
Exactly.
So we're not lying to you and telling you these truths.
Culture. All right, so this is the etymology. So we're gonna break it down because no word is a good word unless you know the whole breakdown, right? Because chances are it could be a curse word and you don't even know it. So we just like to look into the details of things. All right, culture is the tilling of land, right? The act of preparing the earth for crops. All right, that's culture. All right, AP7. Listen to this from Latin cultura, right? A cultivating, agriculture, figuratively, care, culture, and honoring. All right, everybody's always talking about honoring something, right? People tell that story that, man was made from the clay, right? Or they come from the soil, they come from the clay, they come from the dirt, all those things. So if you want to honor where you came from, that's a part of your culture. And a way to honor where you came from and never forget where you came from is to cultivate the land, tilling of the land, cultivating, right? Look, it says colony. It's right back into nationhood, right? Colony, right? Goodness, man. It's a bunch of people that came together to cultivate land together so that they could live and survive together, right? The cultivation or rearing of a crop, act of promoting growth in plants. Y'all get it?
Hmm. Yeah, when you finish, you could put me back on the screen. I got the etymology of inheritance. Yeah, so inheritance actually means that it comes from within, like within the family, passed down like that. So I'm gonna read you the etymology of this right now. All right, it says to make someone an heir. Can't really make that word out, but it says now obsolete. It says from Old French, inheritor, make heir, attribute to the rights of inheritance, to appoint an heir, from Latin inheritare. That's a mouthful. To appoint as heir and pie hereditary, inherit, heir. Hold on, I think there's more to this. Hang on. Yeah, it comes from within, from in. Do you see at the bottom? It's hard to make out because of that stupid layout. But to come from within, like within the family, you pass it down, and then now you have the power. Now you have this heir, this right. So that's basically what that word means. To come from within and being passed down.
Hmm.
And that's it. You could let me go
I
back.
heard. I heard that the meek shall inherit the earth.
You damn right.
Hmm. All right, so that ties into it then too, right there. The meek shall inherit the earth, right? Ain't that what it said? So inheritance, right? That goes all back to the same thing. It's the earth. So if we're supposed to inherit the earth and we ain't taking care of it, do we deserve it? Are, don't you want to pass something down to somebody that's deserving? All right, we got to get out there. We got to put our hands back in the soil. When was the last time you went out there with your socks and shoes off? or just put your fingers in the dirt or play it in the dirt. You know what I'm saying? In any way, it's healing. The earth has a frequency, and when you connect with it, it heals you. You know what I'm saying? It could all be so simple. All right, it could all be so simple. All right, we were created to cultivate the earth. All right, we were created to cultivate the land. That's what we were created to do. So, in order for us to get back to the natural state that we're supposed to be in, we're supposed to be cultivating the land. 100%. There ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it, right? And think about all the things that are going wrong with our people. All the things that are going wrong with our people are because we don't cultivate the land. It's because we disconnected from the land, right? All the diseases, all the sickness, all the imbalances, all those things are because we're not connected. So we go to a store and we buy food off a shelf, right? You know what I'm saying? And we get poisoned as we eat. And we act like we don't know what's going on. We're disconnected from we call it Mother Nature, and then we run away from it. How you gonna call something mother and then run away from it? That don't even make no sense, right? Come on, man.
Yeah,
But
speaking of mother, I got the etymology of family real quick. You can throw me back up whenever you.
do y'all understand what I'm saying? I'm gonna throw you up in a second, David. You call it Mother Nature, but you run. But you run from it every chance you get. You got a bad relationship. All right, but look, think about real life. All right, this is a real life experience. Like think about real life as people in your actual mom. If anything's going wrong in your actual life, right? You call your mom, right? You go to mom. You go to your mom, right? If you need that emotional healing, you go to your mom. As a nation, we're emotionally damaged. We need a hug. We need a hug from Mother Nature, right? We need fruit, fresh fruit. We need clean water. We need grass. You know, we need sunlight. We need fresh air. Man, we need everything you could think of that Mother Nature has. There's no other place that we're gonna get it, right? We can't buy it. We have to go out and be in it, and we have to cultivate it. That's what gives us dominion. Like when you're gardening, you have dominion, right? Because you get to plant the seeds, you get to create an environment for all these creatures to like. Hey, David, you got to mute your mic, man. We're creating an environment for all of these like creatures to be in. That's dominion, right? The birds can eat, creepy crawlies can eat, the flying insects can pollinate and eat, and you get it. And you get to sit back and eat, and you get to enjoy nature. And look, I can't prove this 100% because I haven't tested it. It's just a theory. But my theory is if you eat fruits and vegetables and you cultivate the land and you have love and positive energy, like over time, animals will pay attention to you as a nation and they'll be like, yo, these creatures don't eat other creatures. You know what I'm saying? Or like, they don't eat birds or they don't animals be knowing stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like the same reason a bird will land on a hippo's back and won't care about it because he was like, yeah, this hippo ain't about to eat me. I'm just a little tiny bird. I don't know. Hey, look, I'm gonna let David come up here. I feel like y'all know what I'm saying. You feel me? Like that makes sense. Like I really think once we go back out into nature, it's gonna be like boom, like balance is gonna restore. The the balance is gonna restore like that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I believe. Like I don't think it's gonna be like a big struggle. Shoot, animals might be like I really feel like the animals, nature will see us out there and be like, oh my god, like thank goodness that they're back to restore balance. And go ahead, David.
Yeah. All right. So this is the etymology of the word family. It says early 15th century. It says servant of a household. From Latin, familia, family, servant. Domestic, collectively, the servant in a household. Thus also members of a household, the estate, property, the household, including relatives and servants. Abstract noun, formed noun, familis. Servant, slave, which is unknown origin. So basically, you service your kids when they're hungry, right? When they need help, you help them out. The word slave doesn't really mean slave like how they push in the in like these movies, like Kunta Kinte and all this stuff. It really just means like a helpmate or a person that assists you, you know. And believe it or not, slaves got paid. So all these things that they told were misnomers to the facts.
Truth. Beautiful goddess. What do you used to say to your son? What exactly? Hey, VRP, I seen your request. I'm gonna let you up in a second if you. Oh, yeah. Hey, peace to everybody that just joined. I brought this. This is the topic. The topic is culture, but I don't want y'all to think that I'm talking about just. Oh, it was a mistake. Okay, okay, okay. All right. I don't want y'all to think that I'm just talking about dancing and stuff. I'm talking about a different kind of culture. All right. So we went into the definition of culture. The definition of culture was achievements, of a collective. All right. And then the etymology of culture was tilling of the land. All right. So if we put together the etymology and then the up to date, recent definition, it would be the achievements. Hold on. The collective achievements of a nation in their tilling of the land. That's the real culture. The collective achievements of a nation in their tilling of the land, right? That's how I broke it down. Hey, leave a one in the comments if y'all feel like y'all see where I'm going with that. Halito, peace, peace. All right, there we go. I appreciate the one, y'all. Hey, y'all know, hey, beautiful guy, that's what you mean too. You got a question? I didn't mean to call you out like that, but you put a two, so you got a question. I could bring it back up if you didn't see what I had up here. Let me see. All right. So the definition of culture, I'm gonna bring it up for you. Oh, no problem. Hey, look, you don't have to apologize. We all here to learn. Yeah, I'm gonna do a quick recap. All right, look, y'all. So the definition of culture. This is the up to date definition of culture. All right, the arts and other manifestations of human intellectual achievement regarded collectively. All right, collectively. All right, the customs, art, social institutions, and hold on, let me move, and achievements of a particular nation. All right, y'all hear me? Y'all see that? Hey, move the comments out the way and get a screenshot, or you can, it's just culture. It's just a definition. You can look it up. It's easy. The customs, arts, social institutions, and achievements of a particular nation. All right, manifestations. All right, manifestations of human intellectual achievement regarded collectively. Okay, we all together on that one. All right. Hey, look, I don't want to flip my screen too many times, but look, this is culture. Y'all see? Look, y'all see? I'm not making it up. This is culture. Y'all see up there? All right. Tilling of land. All right. The act of preparing land, cultivating. All right. And honoring. This is just a quick run back for the people that had just showed up. This is where we are. So that's how I broke it down. I broke it down with this, the etymology, and then that definition. So I said culture is the collective achievements of a nation when it comes to the tilling of land and preparing and honoring of land. That's those two definitions put together. So overall, that's what culture is, right? Where it came from and how it is. I put where it came from and how it has what it is now together to to form what I said culture is, or what culture is.
Yeah, and you know what? Believe it or not, all that's in the Bible. Like, the reason why Adam was made, because he was put there to till the land. And the definition of culture is tilling the land, tilling of land. If that is what Adam was doing, then we were known to do those things. Doesn't that mean that we go all the way back to Adam and we were doing the right thing till this time? I mean, if we're still surviving in our culture and heritage, the world has pretty much um, carried through doing it because we taught them. It shows a lot.
All right, y'all. Yes, yes. Cultivate. Yeah, exactly. All right, so look, y'all. The reason I'm bringing this up, this is my family. This is all right, this is my it's one of my ancestors right here. The World War draft card. But I just wanted y'all to see the occupation. All right, the occupation, farmer. Okay. Now, the reason I'm showing you this is because I promote highly everybody do your genealogy. And I know based on my research and the people that I deal with that we've all done our research and we find farmers. All we're finding is farmers. And I'm not talking about no average Joe farmer because it you can go and you can look and it says that they own the farms. They own the farms. All right. And the reason I'm saying that they own the farms is because there's a section on there that says owned. It says owned, so that means that if they didn't own it, it wouldn't say that they did. I don't think we live in a America where they just giving Negroes credit for things they didn't do. All right, so if it says they owned it, they owned it. Come on, we know that, right? We're not fools. Hey, put a one in the comment if you found farmers. Put a one in the comments if you found farmers. doing your genealogy that own their farm. All right. Hey, look, they own their farm. Hey, and yeah, y'all see that native born. Nobody like native born. His ancestors were not naturalized. All right. None of that. That means they were here before this war started. For all that stuff, big ones in the comments. Right. We got farmers. Our families are farmers. All right. So we know what culture is, right? We know what culture is, right? We just broke down what culture is, all right? And we know that all of us have farmers in the family. They try to tell us it was something else. David just told y'all what family means. Family is servants of a household. All right. So through semantics, they could have classified your family as a slave for any kind of reason. You know what I'm saying? Just for working on a farm, being a sharecropper, right? Now we know that that was what they were doing. They were misclassifying people, right? Y'all know that, right?
Yeah, I could do the sharecrop presentation if you want.
So David's about to break down this sharecropping thing, and we're gonna keep this thing rolling. All right. Hey, I'm gonna bring you up. Let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, keep talking. I'm gonna get ready right now.
Yeah. So David's gonna break down the sharecropping. Hey, look, for everybody that just joined, the topic is culture. All right. We ain't playing no games. We're just gonna break it straight down. People always asking what the culture is. Where'd our culture go? What's our culture? And I'm sick of hearing about it. So I figured I might let y'all know. I might as well let y'all know. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. All right. Hey, look, I'm gonna let David break it down, but you already know. If you own the land, da da da. You already, yeah. Y'all are on point in the comments. Y'all are on point in the comments. Hey, hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button. Let's get the likes up, y'all. Yeah, the topic is culture, y'all. So David's about to break down the sharecropping thing, and then we're gonna keep it going from there. Hey, look, we're gonna break it down. All right, it's gonna get deeper, y'all. Y'all have to stick with me. We're gonna get in. We're gonna dive into the books. All right, we're slow walking it because we're going. This is the basics as well as you know in depth information as well, all mixed into one. Okay, so y'all just gotta stick with me. We're gonna do this. We're gonna make it happen. All right.
Okay, this is an old picture from Alabama of two sharecropping family. They're tilling the land, as you can see. We went through the definitions, right? You know what you're looking at. We know the word family, the etymology means servant, right? So these are servants of an household. What their kids are going to get is called an inheritance. This land gets passed down to them. Remember in the Bible, Adam was put here to till the land. And I'm going to show you guys something. Hang on. That same picture that you just saw is on the currency. These are not slaves as you know them today, but these were servants to their ancestors. They inherited their wealth. Shout out to Los. They were in charge of a free enterprise government, which means as much money as you can make off of your property is what you keep. There's nobody that's like, let me get my hand in there, let me tax you. You can go fishing. You didn't need to go to the government for a license. It was called a free enterprise government. I want everybody to understand. It doesn't matter who's coming out there and teaching you slave narrative. We just went over family. The word family means a servant. You're servicing your family. You service your kids until they're capable of handling themselves when they grow older, right? You service your family. A slave doesn't necessarily mean that you're getting. It just means like you're taking care of business as God wants you to. That's it. I'll show them a few more if you want.
Hey, go ahead. I mean, if you got more you want to show, but y'all are understanding the concept, right? Like they've been lying to us. Like there ain't no way there was like there's no way that slavery happened the way that they said it. And then we're going back and doing our genealogy and finding out our families like are
Mm-hmm.
owning as much as that they're as they own. Go ahead, man.
Right. Check it. Everything we're teaching is showing that everything is in our favor. If we're finding out that the word family actually means servants, and you actually take care of your family, you care about your family, somebody's being lied to. All right, so check this out. A sharecropper is someone who would farm land that belonged to a landowner. The sharecropping family, see, there goes that word again. The sharecropping family would plow, plant, weed, and harvest the land. However, they would only keep a small share of the crop, while the landowner would get the rest. Following the Civil War, plantation owners were unable to farm their land. So when they came in and installed their government, that was a wrap. They started doing what they doing, taxing you, bombing you, just doing all the bullshit that they did that we know they did in history, because that can't be denied. That's when shit started to change. That's it. Rashad, you can take over. Right, Los, we used to rent to families as well.
Exactly. So y'all seeing where we're going with this? So y'all are seeing now that a lot of people were misclassified as slaves. All right, sharecroppers. Okay, there's instances where people were being saved from the institution of slavery by being the property of one of their family members. Okay, slavery was an institution. It wasn't like some rogue thing going on like that nobody knew about. It was an institution. It was a business. People made money off of it, and all the people that were doing it were not pale skinned people. Y'all know that, right? We all know that part. Look, y'all heard of the black codes, right? Huh? Have y'all heard of the black codes? All right. Did they teach? They taught us all about the black codes in school, right? No, they didn't. All right. They did not. You want to know why they didn't teach you about the black codes? Because the black codes also tell you about black slave owners. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know in the black codes they talk about black slave owners? Huh? About what to do if they were to make a baby with one of their slaves? Oh, they didn't tell y'all that part. That the slave was able to be freed immediately after. But on the other hand, if a pale skin or anybody was to intermingle with their so-called slave, that baby would be that slave would be a slave perpetually due to that crime. Huh? They didn't tell you that part. So why didn't they teach you that in high school or middle school about the black slave owners? Why didn't they tell you that they had to that why didn't they tell you that the reason that they were doing all these race mixing laws was because their women were running to our communities for equality. They seen how we honored the matriarch and they wanted to be a part of that system. They don't tell you that. Now, there is a flip side to it though. Some of their women were concubines and they became the women who birthed the KKK. But hey, look, everybody has culture, right? That's so look, none of these conversations are going to the wayside. All right, this is all being said for a purpose. Because everybody has a culture, right? Where does it come from? In 1910, nearly 1 million black farmers in the US owned a total of 15 million acres. All right. By 1969, they held only 6 million acres. In 1920, blacks owned 14% of the nation's farms. All right. Today, there are only 18,000 black farmers, representing less than 1% of all farms. All right. The interesting thing about the about land is that in spite of the fact that that they were enslaved, in spite of the fact that the sharecropping was a quad form of slavery between 1865 and 1910, the so-called African American community had acquired approximately 16 million acres of land. Y'all, listen, man. Like y'all gotta take that with a grain of salt, okay? You really think that we need order? Hey, do y'all really think they did all that to y'all just to turn around and let y'all acquire 16 million acres of land? Man. And then after they let y'all acquire it, they start doing this to take y'all. Listen, y'all were ruling. We were ruling stuff since the jump. They were doing this stuff to get us out of power. Okay, these people that down here, you know what they're looking at? They're looking at a farmer. They're looking at a landowner. They're looking at a banker. They're looking at a banker's child. They're looking at the people that are going to inherit the land, that are going to inherit the farms, inherit the banks, and the freedmen's banks and all those things. Come on now, these banks were the money in those banks were backed by natural resources. You understand? Yeah, aka the muscle. Hey, they pulled the same kind of thing. Hey, they pulled the same kind of thing in Spain or in Europe. Excuse me, in Europe. Right? If y'all don't believe me that they pulled the same thing in Europe, y'all could go check this out. All right, this is Great Books of the Western World. Okay, the origins, the origin of species by the means of natural selection. All right, this is by everybody's favorite Darwin, but he talks about it. I thought it was pretty awesome how he broke it down when you hear it come from them. He said he talked about in that book about the Europeans coming out of the Dark Ages was one of the worst things that could ever happen to the world because they were unalive 1,000 Moors a year, off in the muscle, off in the thinkers, off in the you know what I'm saying? The people that could turn our situation upside back right side up were getting taken out. Look, we're talking about culture, y'all. Hey, I told y'all we're not going to stray away from the topic. We're going to continue to talk about culture. Everybody has a culture. We're just breaking it down.
Everybody except for you know who, the Khazars. You know, they're culture vultures.
Yeah, facts. Hey, look, all right. Do this, though this kind. You all right, man?
Hey, Holly Tall, y'all. Hey, I don't know why this popped in my
Peace.
head. David said that right now, but so technically, since they're culture vultures, right? Is that a culture though? Like being a culture vulture? Wouldn't that be if you've done something for so
That
long,
that
right?
is the culture.
You've
Hey,
been
it
spending
is a
culture for so
culture.
long, right? Wouldn't that develop into a culture, being a culture vulture?
It is a culture, bro. And the thing is, and the reason it's a culture is because they do it as a collective. It's not just one person. Collectively, they do it, right? So they turned it into a culture because collectively, that's what they're about to do. Like any nation in the world, when you see them, you're like, dang. Like when you create something new and you look over and you see them, like you're like, oh, whoa, there. Well,
Oh, so,
it was
hey,
fun
so
while it
that's
lasted.
so that's how the eunuchs are culture too, right? Because it's a group of men with no penises, right? That
Hey, 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 chill, bro, chill. Listen, hey, chill, man. Hey, don't get me out of here. Hey, look, y'all. Hey, though this country be capable of producing many other good commodities, right? The planters have hitherto employed themselves for the most part in planting tobacco as they do in Maryland, right? Right here, they're talking about the Indians in Virginia, right? We're talking about Virginia Indians. You see, Virginia, all right?
Yeah, you notice nobody really like they don't really touch them areas. Like if y'all notice over a period of time, Pan Africans and natives they really don't touch on certain areas because they know there's really no way you'll be just disrespecting to be honest with you.
Yeah, there's nothing you can say. You know what I'm saying? Like, leave this up to the experts. You know, say that. Hey, hey, but look, y'all. So y'all see what? Hey, so I'm reading this to let y'all like, y- y'all trust me by now. Y'all know that 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 it's all going somewhere, right? All right. Now they're saying if they would plant less tobacco as it is getting, they're basically saying like tobacco is it was like people were addicted to it back then without the additives. You know what I'm saying? It was addicting back then. Just it's probably just the habit of smoking or whatever you know. But tobacco, this is how important it was. Their usual way of traffic in buying and selling is by exchange of one commodity for another. All right, we know what that is, right? The exchange of one commodity for another. What is that, y'all? In the comments, what is it called when that's how you? What is that called? All right, the buying and selling. All right, if you're exchanging one thing for another, what is that called? Yeah, barter, barter. There we go. Trade and barter. Trade and barter. Hey, look, I'm letting y'all know what y'all culture is. All right, you understand? We talking about culture. All right. I told y'all it ain't just about dancing. All right, there's other things that matter. Trade and barter is our culture. All right, our culture is not to do illegal contracts with fictitious entities. All right, trade and barter. Let me hold
Only
some. Hey,
pe-
let, let
people
me
he said
hold
let me
some. All right,
people
look,
if,
hold on. Hey, and
okay.
tobacco, hold on, open up just one more thing. Let me finish this last part. All right, for another. And tobacco is the general standard by which all other commodities receive their value. All right, go ahead, Opium.
Oh, and it's just like you were saying, like the fact that we got disassociated from the barter system, which is our, part of our culture. And the main reason why they had to disassociate us from the barter system, or most people who do not like the barter system, I will argue with you about the barter system, is because they're low key either narcissistic, selfish people who have ill will intent, to be honest with you, because they either will not be able to produce and don't value a person's word, are trading for something that they, you know what I'm saying? There's something to it. They want to have that outlet. They want to have that out to be able to give you money or make a contract instead of sticking to their word.
Exactly, exactly. That's what contracts are all about. People want to people. You think people wrote contracts because they want to be fair? They wrote contracts because they wanted to put enough words in there that they could hide something somewhere that you won't find, where they can get over on you. That's what a contract is about. Let me find a place to put away to get over on this person. That's all they want to do.
To the
Right?
extent where certain people don't even know you do know that there's a universal law and a common law and just regular law that there's certain interest, interest rates in contracts aren't supposed to go past a certain percentage. We are way over the percentage of the natural limit of what you should be having to pay in interest in American society that people don't even speak about.
Exactly. Y'all getting what we saying here? Y'all getting what we putting down? Y'all picking up what we putting down? Hey, look, this is the Dutch masters. Y'all know they played a big part in the slave trade. All right. Who do you listen? So when they came over here and then they seen the culture that we had, they were like, "Yo, that culture is amazing." And what did we just say they were? Culture vultures, right? Hey, Opium, didn't you say that that's a culture now? All right. So they were doing that back then. All right. So they seen that we were crushing it with the crops. They were like, "Yo, that's cool. We want to do it too." So where do you think these companies got the ideas from? Where do you think they got their trade routes from? Where do you think they learned how to do this stuff?
Came from the bartering system. That's why I say people automatically take a L when you start your research or you only incorporate chattel slavery with human society and you only have that starting point, you're already starting off bad because once you take in consideration and reach the level of understanding that the bartering system was something that the world was dealing with before chattel slavery, makes you look at stuff differently.
Facts. Facts. And hey, and y'all don't get it twisted, man. Like these pale skins down here, don't get it twisted, man. Like hey, look, this dude, this dude right here, right next to me, right here. He's a mulatto. Hey, for real. Look at him. Nah, anyway, look, we know that we already broke it down, the black codes, that in the black codes they talk about black slave owners. So we know that everybody over here was not everybody coming over here on these ships was not no pale people. Plus, if you're traveling the seas like that, you got to be dealing with the people that were the travelers, which is they're gonna be looking like us, man, for real. It's a mixed direction.
Yeah, it's actually, like I said, seeing little pit. When you get to a level of understanding with just history and symbolism, pictures like this in the background are triggering because to know how them people, came into making cigars and Dutches and all that type of stuff is hilarious.
Exactly. All right, look, y'all. Hey, thanks for this. Thanks for this one right here, David. I've been listen, y'all. Ham. Yeah, ham. All right, y'all.
Going
Big.
ham.
Hey,
Cheese and eggs.
hey, ham, cheese, and eggs, and bacon, and all these mother. We ain't. I ain't rocking with it. Hey, look. Listen, y'all. The youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, all that stuff, right? And one of eight persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races. Man, what does that say right there, y'all? Not the Negroes. Not the
So is
Negroes.
that technically a difference? Is that basically stating that there's a difference? Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Not the Nagas. Not the Nagas. Hey, look, y'all. Hey, look, there's a difference, all right? I just
You
want
may
y'all to
be
understand.
ham. Morris Master Teacher is ham with a little bit of egg and cheese.
Hey, facts. He said he wants some bacon bits. Hey, look, listen, y'all. Um, y'all see what I'm saying right here? Not the Negroes.
Hey, Morris Master Teacher, is you a Negro or are you a Moor?
Hey, he better choose up because the Negro race has billions in the U.S. Choose up, bro.
You stupid.
You better choose up more. Hey, look, disenfranchise the Negro and send him back to Africa. Absurd. Impossible. More than $1 billion worth of United States real estate, which he owns in his own name in the United States, is not easily to be taken from him. Besides that, all right, the Negro is not an African. He is an American. African is a misnomer. Why try to send him to a country that is not his own? Y'all heard that?
Oh yeah, we heard that. I wonder if Morris Master. I'm gonna leave him alone because the homie real fat bass, said to leave him alone. So I'm gonna leave him alone because the homie said.
Oh, oh, that more. Hey, hey, yo, hey, hit the like button, y'all. Hey, but y'all see that right there?
But like I said, who can argue? Like that's what I'm saying. Like these people, like this is what I find it funny because like when we be in these lives debating or talking or whatever it is with these people, it's like y'all don't know what we really have read. And the fact that some of y'all are sitting in the hallways in the homie live right now, seeing what he just read right now, shows how much of a buster you is.
Hey, facts. Hey, peace, Tuscarora. Yeah, shout out to the busters. Shout out to the busters in the hallways, showing no love. Hey, look, all right now, culture, the great land robbery. Okay, the shameful story of how 1 million black families have been ripped from their farms by Van R. Newkirk. Y'all hear me? Everybody has a culture, right? Everybody has a culture.
Even the orphan train got a history. Even
Hey,
incubator baby got a history.
You hear me?
hey,
You hear me?
when you finish, put me up on the big screen real quick. I
I
can hear you.
got you. I got you. Everybody has a culture, y'all.
Hey, exactly. Test tube babies, right? Like
So,
yeah, exactly. Your history is how the test tube baby got created and the technology that's behind it. That's your history. That's your history.
Exactly.
yeah. So, check this out. This is an article from the 1800s showing you that Virginia Indians may be classified with the Negro race. So, what does that tell you? Who are the Indians today? Who are the Indians today, guys? If the Virginia Indians were to be classified as Negroes, And we are regarded as Negroes today. So what does that tell you about the Indians, the real Indians? And Rashad just read, that Negroes are not at all African. Africa is a misnomer. Also, he showed you Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born 96 years before the flood, yada, yada, yada. Not the Negroes. He was the progenitor of all the dark races, not the Negroes. So we're not the same as the African. We're a completely separate pedigree, which is why you see us doing so well in the Olympics, which is why you see us doing so well in school with the inventions and all these other things, which is why you see us doing so well in the cultivation. We cultivated corn. In fact, the very name corn has Indian attached to it. I bet you didn't know that. Indian corn. You know, I'm going to take a second. I'm going to try to find it and I'll come back up. But you can take me down. I'm going to show them about the corn.
Hey, take your time, man. We're breaking this stuff down.
And you see how it said it said by Plecker too. It said by Walter Plecker, and people don't even understand how what he did in Virginia after after he did what he did in Virginia, but wasn't able to complete what he had did because the ancestors had him get hit by a car. But anyway, due to the fact of him getting hit by a car, right? Other people after his death or whatever, right? Other palm colored people, looked into his work and what he was doing. So they decided to pick up what he was doing and, pretty much do what he was doing across America, just to give y'all a sum it up for you.
You see that? Hey, opium. That sounds like culture, though.
Yeah, they took what he came up with, made it into a culture, started teaching it, and it spread all across America. So yeah, technically, yeah.
Hey, Nicole. We keep talking about your state because your state played a big part. Virgi- Virginia played a big role in a lot of different aspects. Virginia is not even what you think it is.
No.
But there's a gentleman. If you want to research him, his name is Lord Baltimore. Research Lord Baltimore. What he had to say about like the ferociousness of the Virginia, Maryland Indians.
Hey, I see why his name is called Broken Truth because what you talking about? Native is known as Aboriginal. What you mean, my boy? Well, the modern definition, you got to be able to dodge the hijack, though. So I'm not understanding your point.
You know what that meant. All right, look, y'all.
And a big
I told.
screen, please.
All right, go ahead. Hey, this is
This is
for
from
you,
the
Broken Truth.
1828. Yeah, this is from the 1828 dictionary. So it says Aboriginal, an original or primitive inhabitant. The first settlers of a country are called Aboriginals, as in the Celts in Europe and Indians in America. We just reviewed how the Indians are the same people as the Negroes. Very clear. That's it, bro.
Hey, look. Respectfully, if you're gonna come here arguing, just like do it better. All right. So look, Ecclesiastes 3:2, right? A time to give birth and a time to unalive, right? A time to plant and a time to uproot what is planted. Hey, is that not beautiful? I told y'all
Oh,
this is not about the Bible, y'all. This is not about like religion, but this is about the concept. We were created. Hey, look, opium's from the red clay. David's from the clay. I'm from the clay. I know a few
exactly.
rappers who came from the mud. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
right. Hey, Rashad,
Hey,
I got
whatever.
you just made me think of something when you said plant, bro. Because of you. Look what I found because of your nature loving ass. Hold on, watch this.
I do love nature, y'all. I do love nature. Hey, look, yeah. I wish we were just hold on, y'all. We waiting to see what opium got. It's hating on them.
Okay, go ahead. I got two pictures, but go ahead, bro. This due to
Hold
you,
on,
bro,
I'm gonna bring you. I'm gonna bring you up.
had me you had me look into fruit, right? So this is the Cato. This is literally a Cato Indian fruit. This is our fruit, my folks' fruit that we ate personally. That only grows, I think, in we're in that area. So this is literally the fruit, one of the fruits of our folks, literally. So
Hey, that's man.
shout out to Rashad for having me do the research into what we actually ate. So how this picture?
Let's go. Hey, that joint looks. Hey, I want to know what's going on the inside. Hey, I bet it's white on the inside. Hey, put a one in the comment if. Hey, put a one in the comments if y'all think it's white on the inside. I think it's white on the inside. Hey, it grows in Cato territory.
My bad. I didn't even think to get a picture of the inside of it, bro. I didn't even think about that. It's good looking. I'm gonna
For
look it
real.
up later. But yeah, thanks to you, bro. I know what my fruit is for our people specifically, bro. So appreciate you.
Hey, now you know the thing about that fruit though is like you got to look into the healing properties, and I bet you that whatever it heals for us is probably like boom, like hey, look. So in this book, it's called the title's too long, but they talk about how the people that they found here didn't get sick, that they would go upwards to 25 years before they even coughed, and it's because we were eating our stuff. All right. So if you've ever listened to Dr. Layla Africa, if you've ever listened to Dr. Sebi, Dr. Layla Africa, all these people, they tell you that one of the reasons that we're jacked up in the system is because we're not eating our natural diet. Now the thing about them though is they're teaching African stuff. All right, we're Americans. We know that now. You know what I'm saying? We like you can't lie to us no more. So we had to eat an American diet. All right. So opium bringing that up is important because that'll heal you. All right. Let's say you got that fruit right there. All right.
There
Y'all
you
see
go.
that fruit?
I got a picture of it cut open, bro. There you go.
Let me bring you back. I know it's white on the inside. I'm sure. I knew it. I knew it. Hey, look, y'all. I should have bet somebody money. Hey, but look, all right, so y'all see that fruit? Now think about it. Say that fruit's from here, right? And we're eating it. And then there's a fruit in Germany, but they have the same healing properties. That one will still do better for us because it's from where we're from. All right. The universe planted us where we can get the most benefit from the things around us. That's how the universe works.
Osage apple, considered an Osage apple. I think that was yeah, that's what they call it.
Does that make sense to y'all?
That makes
Thank
perfect
you.
sense, bro.
I appreciate it, man. Hey, we need to get our hands on those. All right, look, y'all. A time to give birth and a time to DIE, a time to plant and a time to uproot what is planted. Y'all get all right, it's culture. Cultivating. We don't just cultivate seeds when it comes to planting flowers and food. We do the same thing when it comes to our children, right? Ain't that the most important seed that we cultivate? Am I just saying that or nah, I guess I don't got no parents here. I don't got no parents in the building. I don't got no parents. Oh, okay. The parents just popped up. They must have been changing diapers. I was talking. Welcome back, parents. Welcome back. All right. Y'all must have had your hands full. I know how it feels. All right, look. So a time to give birth. All right. The same thing goes with plants. There's a time for the plant to sprout from out of the ground. There's a time for it to bring forth fruit. There's a time for the fruit to be ripe. There's a time for everything. All right. It all goes hand in hand. All right. I'm gonna show y'all something. Give me a second. I'm gonna show y'all something in a book. So let me switch it up for y'all. Y'all see that?
Oh yeah, that's shout out to my boy the Book of Johnson for showing me sacred geometry.
Oh yeah, he be on point too. All right, y'all see this? The four seasons are also equated to the stages of development in life. In life, personal independence. All right, that's spring, early years of youth, reasoning. All right, personal subjective, summer, planting of seeds and sowing. That's puberty. All right, that's where this is when you're talking to your children because that's that time where you got to get them like, man, that's where the important information you got to sow them seeds, man, because when they about to go into the world ready to do some crazy stuff, right? Social dependent, fall of life, all right? Reaping and the regeneration of seeds. That's maturity, all right? And then you got the social objective, which is winter, all right? The conclusion of life, all right? The wisdom years, the old, the gray, you get the white hair, you get the white snow. Hey, man, y'all better wake up, man. Y'all better wake up. Listen, a review of objectives, which are achieved by overcoming subjectives and dependencies, which are determined by independencies or lack thereof, all right? Dependencies are, which are determined by independencies or the lack thereof. All right, that's the first. That's the first thing that we're going over. All right, Great Masonic Keys
Y'all know that saying, know thy enemy.
for real. All right, you understand what I'm saying? Hey, listen, opium. So
Okay.
when we go over this, when I'm going over this book, it does say the Great Masonic Secrets, but you got to remember, all right? So it says Great Masonic Secrets, right? But the fact that they're revealed, that means that they put the you know they put the stone that the builder refused into this information. The stone that the builder refused is a matriarchy. All right, that's the mother. All right, that's the reason why we're so incomplete. All right, because they took the mother out of everything. That's why earlier I just told you that it doesn't make no sense that we call it Mother Earth, but we run from it. We call it Mother Earth, but we're sick and we don't go to it. We call it Mother Earth, but we sick and we go to our stepmom. You know, not even our stepmom, because stepmoms can love you. We go to our adoptive mother from what's that cartoon where
What? Talk about
she loses her sandal. You know those evil. Hey,
Cinderella's.
yeah, we run into the Cinderella mom when we need to be running to nature. Cinderella's mom, the one at the grocery store at Food Lion. You know, the one that has all those different stickers on your food to let you know which kind of poison they use, and you have to pick between one of them because other than that you'll starve. You know, but I'm trying to tell y'all what the culture is, so y'all just get back to tilling the land, and the universe will work with you. The universe will
Yeah,
work with you if you work with Mother Nature. Mother Nature will work with you. That's it's
definitely.
it's a That's how relationships go work.
And it goes double for men because like I be trying to tell certain men who naturally know natural law, we kind of got it semi like all we have to do is procreate and protect. We don't have no say as man what's supposed to be here and what's not supposed to be here. As human beings, you have no say what's supposed to be on this plane of earth and what's not supposed to be here. Your only concern as people and matriarchs and men, masculine men, is if it's detrimental to what the higher power has created. If it's affecting the earth or if it's affecting people and it's causing detriment or harm to the creation of the higher power's creations, that's when men specifically and warrior matriarchs step in for the protection of the higher power's creation. Everything is the higher power's creation. Goddamn dirt and insects, even freaking people who are born hermaphrodites. You are creation, part of the higher power. We are supposed to protect you naturally. If you're gay, we're still supposed to protect you. If you're ugly, we're still supposed to protect you. We only got two jobs really, is protection and procreate. Other than that, we chilling.
Facts, man. Facts. Hey,
Yeah, you can throw
hey,
me up.
look. Yeah, perfect timing. Because I wanted to switch my thing. Hey, damn, opium, you
Okay.
had threw me into something. I was gonna have a. I got another slide for.
Okay. So just like how opium was showing the fruit, I just want to show you a grain that's indigenous from the Americas, and it has our name pretty much attached to it. So it says corn originated in the Americas. In the autumn, we see a type of corn called Indian corn. But really, all corn, some 250 kinds of it, is Indian, called maize in many languages. Corn was first cultivated in the area of Mexico more than 7,000 years ago and spread throughout North and South America. So it's very clear that corn is from here in the Americas, that we, the Indians, cultivated it. What does that tell people? That tells people that we were here before anybody else.
Facts. Hey, that's the truth, man. Hey, look, that's the truth,
Hey,
though. Hey,
Yeah,
peace,
hey,
peace,
put me
hey,
back.
natural.
I wasn't done.
Oh shit, my bad.
Peace,
Hey,
natural.
my bad.
I was. Yeah.
I'm gonna put you back up here.
hey,
Hold on.
I, I
Yeah.
just came up here to say, can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
I just came up to say, like,
Yeah, we
it's
heard.
the same question I asked in my live with Monty yesterday. It's the same question I asked in my live yesterday with Monty when I produced that book that Opium had sent me. What what really had happened for this massive downfall? We know what Scripture said about about they forgetting about the Most High and all those other things, but besides that, what is the thing that happened? Because I seen the altar, I seen the sacrifice of the young, I seen a lot of stuff, and I see that our people had these massive beasts, and I'm like, yo, these
Hey,
colonizers came over
you
here and we
breaking
had
up.
all these things. Hold on.
You kind of breaking up, man.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
hear you.
He good on my end.
What about now?
No, I hear you, but it was
Are
in
you
and
good?
out
You
for a
good?
second.
Okay, that book that OPM sent me. When I went over that slide yesterday, we see that clear we had these massive beasts. The cons had dragons as pets, and the infrastructure and all this stuff. The thing is, I want to know what had happened for Mother Earth, Father Earth, child to let this happen. Because we had all these things, and I seen the auctions, I seen people passing through the fire. I know the biblical aspect behind it, but what was the key thing to
Hey,
let a
you know what
great
I was
nation
gonna say
fall like
yesterday
that?
too, and I wasn't able to hop in
Hey,
there when you
hey,
was talking about.
wait,
My bad, go ahead.
hold on. Hey, look, hey, natural. Let's solve all this real quick. Hey, natural, you got to drop and come back. Hey, we didn't hear anything you heard, anything you said. Um, yeah, all that. Yeah, I don't know. I felt like I knew where he was coming from, but I didn't hear shit he was talking about. Hey, go ahead, David. Nah, he's muted. Oh, y'all fucking with me right
Yeah, so this is a real depiction of what Indian corn looks like. You guys can get your screenshots. Yeah, as we told you before, the Negroes and the Indians are synonymous with each other. So anybody that's Siberian saying that they're Indian would be a lie, because we showed you through the definitions, the meanings, and all these other ways of showing you through articles that we are not anybody else but Negroes and Indians.
now.
That's it. And I think I got one more thing. Hang on. Since you're talking about the Bible, I got one more thing to show that the Bible actually favors us here in the Americas, because the map, they changed land masses. That Middle East is pretty fake. I mean, all they had was the four pyramids over there in Egypt, but we have over 2,300 pyramids right here, and they take mummies from here, the Americas, and ship them over there. Like, how the hell does a mummy have cocaine in it, guys? How? If cocaine is indigenous from here, how does a mummy over there has cocaine? Come on. Okay, real quick. It says, "And he will love thee and bless thee and multiply thee. And he will also bless the fruit of thy womb and the fruit of thy land, thy corn and thy wine." Right? What does California have? California has Napa Valley with wine, the best wine in all the world. "And thine oil." We have olive oil in Florida. We have mad olive oil. We have real oil that people pump their gas from Texas, which
We have the
actually helped
Houston
to propel the
Oilers.
nation. So we're the land of corn, wine, and oil, all types of oil. So that's just, Africa can't do this. Africa can't say, "Oh, we're the land of corn, wine, and oil." We could though. We could.
Hit the
So we
like
got to
button,
get
man.
get rid of that theory. That theory is not even real.
Hit the like button, everybody. This is a land of milk and honey. This is an ancient world. Hey, go ahead, natural. Let's see if we can hear you this time.
Other people can go right now. I'm getting ready right now.
All right.
I was going to touch on what Natural was saying earlier. I'm not sure who really heard it, but I was just going to say that, like, if you take a step back and look at it from an outer perspective, and take that story of when the people were idolizing that bull, maybe that was, I hate to say it, but maybe that was our story in a smaller perspective. That after over a period of time, when the settlers and the colonizers came, they had us start believing in their ideologies and their beliefs, and the ancestors and the higher power wasn't having that shit, and it is what it is. I'm just throwing that out there as like a theory maybe.
Hey, I like that, man, because uh it's funny because when I was thinking about this right here, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go live today. And when I was thinking about earlier, I was like, man, I was like, how did that happen? Like, I was like, how do you go from just eating fruits and vegetables and chilling? I was like, I wonder how many people were like forced to eat meat like throughout like their in servitude, like being like enslaved. I'm like, here, eat this, and then like over time, people that never ate meat before were like eating it, and they probably ate a piece of seasoned meat and was like, this ain't that bad, you know what I'm saying? But I don't think it was
How are we naturally when we walk into an environment that we know nothing about? Do we adapt, or do you know what I mean? We be like, give us a week into something that we don't know about. What happens? And by the end of the month, it's damn near gonna be ours, right?
for real. And I think we might have came across some savagery and took it on, but like with eating meat, like that's savagery. That's
Yeah.
spilling blood. That's blood sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? Like
But,
people
but that's
that like so
consideration.
that's part of not being connected with nature. Not being connected is the fact that like I can tell you that animal is a blood sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? And people will look at me and be like, no, it's not, because you're not connected to nature. So you hardly look at an animal as it having a soul, right?
So
Even though it could birth this animal, it could birth a baby and care for it. And if you take his baby, it'll attack you. And if his baby is hurt, it'll try to save it. And if his baby cries, it'll try to find a solution to it. That's all soulful things.
soulful things.
Hey,
Hey,
so
What
would there be
everybody said was wonderful.
so would there be repercussions for letting a
I was saying,
demographic of
like in the
people
live
come?
with me and Monty yesterday, I was showing off the book that OPM had sent me. I was basically saying, like, we had your cons, we had the infrastructure. It appears we had a great civilization. And contacts download is starting. Some phones. So, and it appears that we was battle ready. I seen when the Moors came in, and various of people saying that was some of that stuff was the Moors gods that was making some original people bow down to and sacrifice their own people to, pass through the fire and all that stuff. What I was saying was, if we had all these capabilities, what went wrong? What exactly went wrong for us to fail in every single way? Because for what I understand, yes, we know that the undesirables and the Moors came, but before then, I showed the Mongol ships coming to California on a Urbano map. If y'all go back and look at that, y'all could see the Asiatic ships coming to California. So you had the multiple invasions all at once, kinda at once. So what I'm saying is, like, how could we all fall just like that when we had the capabilities?
Too many, like I said,
Well, I
like
could.
the theory that I had threw out there was due to the fact of would there be repercussions as us as American Indians letting another demographic of people come to our land and over a period of time get our folks to indulge in their ideologies and beliefs to the point where they start doing sacrifices, which is disassociating themselves from where we were taught, and that's the repercussion of that. That's what the downfall of society due to the fact of there was a consequence for letting people come and the majority of us falling into their ideologies and religions.
Yeah,
Bro,
but to be honest with you, to be honest with
my
you,
bad.
natural, it's like this. We were warring with ourselves, and then they came and capitalized on the carnage. So, like for example, Andrew Jackson, people think he's a white man, but not so. His father was a brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then what he was doing was some dirty shit. Like when he was fighting those Indian wars, the Seminole Wars, Gullah Geechee, he would go around the opposing force and go straight for the mother and children. So he would kidnap the kids. Now he gets the kids, he indoctrinates them, and then slowly but surely the government becomes whatever you want it to be. That's pretty much in a nutshell how it happened.
In that book, it showed our people putting a crown of feathers on these people's head.
you talking about America being that one?
Yeah, that book.
Yeah.
He had sent me the illustration version of it. Oh,
Well, that when they were putting the crown on him, so that's Cortez that they were putting the crown on, and what they were doing is they were just being hospitable to him. Now, if you read it about the part where Cortez goes to Mesoamerica, he meets up with Montezuma, and he's Montezuma basically gives him a tour, and then he leaves and comes back to conquer him. So that part right there, what you're seeing is that's them being hospitable, and that's the history of how they did it. A lot of times is they would come, accept the hospitality, leave, and come back on at night on some, let's conquer. And then the
Any
people that Cortez used to help conquer Montezuma were called the Tlaxcala people, who are Chichimeca people who came from the caves, and they made their way into Mexico. Now, the thing about them is when they signed the deals with the conquistadors, they were able to separate themselves from the Chichimeca and become their own different people because they're traders. All right. That's what happened, and that's what you see right there with that crowning thing. Yeah.
And the thing that's a trip is that when I was watching you show that, was that picture of them putting that crown on his head natural? I remember the picture of them putting the crown on his head, but then was the next picture them getting eaten by dogs?
Uh, I'm not sure. I have to go back and check. No, that was like kind of in the beginning. The one with the crown on
Oh,
his head, I think that was kind of like later on.
okay.
Yeah. So after they crown him and all that stuff, um so they take him on a tour. One of the places they do take Cortez to is they take him to one of their temples where they do rituals, and one of the rituals that they do is human. You know what I'm saying? And they take him there, and he sees skulls and he sees all kind of things. And if you're wondering why we fell, that's part of the reason, man. Because like the people that weren't rolling, they seen some of the not so good things we did, and they thought that they were like, yo, these other people will probably roll us better than they will, so we're gonna help them because we ain't trying to get sacrificed no more, or we're gonna help them because we want to be able to intermingle with anybody because we weren't intermingling our families with no peasants. So you
Yeah,
feel
I
me?
kind of idea too when I was looking at that.
Yeah.
One,
All
I
right.
wanted to say something about that when you was talking about the fruit and Dr. Sebi.
Yeah. Go ahead.
You know who Dr. Sebi was study? I mean, not I said studying under, right?
It
Do y'all
was
know?
wasn't he like a Indian dude?
Uh, it was uh, it was basically a regular farmer from Honduras. All the
Oh yeah.
fruits that Dr. Sebi was talking about was American fruits. Everything out of Honduras. He was staying off in some little small town. He was talking about the spring water from the ground, like going to like one of those little wells.
Yeah.
He was studying under some Mexican guy, something like that. And Lillian, and they tried to point this stuff to Africa, even though it was all about Mexico stuff.
Mm. Well, thanks for clearing that up.
So
But I know I was right about Layla Africa.
yeah, I
But
think he the one that came and tried to apply the African stuff.
yeah, for sure. Hey, so basically, if y'all are just joining, what Natural was bringing back up was earlier, opium shows some fruit, and I was just talking about the importance of us eating food that is native to where we're from, right? The universe placed us where it placed us, and placed the food where it placed it to be best for the people that were going to consume it, right? It's just common sense. We're getting this live is about culture, y'all. All right. She considers a field and buys it from her earnings. She plants a vineyard. It's all about planting. That's what this whole thing is about. This whole life is about cultivating. That's what culture is about. They stole our culture. The reason they stole our culture is because we had billions of acres, all right, billions of dollars worth of land. They stole our culture. They stole our ability to cultivate the land. They stole our ability to do what God put us on this earth to do. Y'all get it?
When you realize when people realize, like you're saying, Rashad, they'll get it when they realize that the most one of the most important things in this world to have ownership of, besides claiming our identity and knowing who you are, is minerals and gas. The world runs off minerals and gas. If you have a stake or any kind of business or own any kind of type of way to put yourself in a position to profit off minerals and gas, you're on a different level than A lot of people.
Boom. And we have all those things here. We just don't have our hands on it because we don't know where we're from, or we didn't for so long. That's why they push these, like out of Africa. That's why they push the African thing, because they want to uproot you from who you are, where you're from. They want to steal the land from under your feet while you're standing on it, and you wouldn't know. You wouldn't be the wiser because you think you're from somewhere else. Do y'all understand? Y'all get the concept of what's going on here? Do y'all
Yeah,
understand what
perspective.
culture is?
They some of them do. Some of them don't. Like I said, they have to take in consideration when they realize that we're self-sufficient as a country. It makes you look at stuff different.
Exactly. Hey, look. Hey, are y'all have y'all ever heard the mathematic and the zodiac, the secrets of the number nine? Have y'all ever heard the secrets of the number nine and the zodiac?
Yep, most definitely, and it got a lot to do with the woman.
Exactly. Hey, y'all. Hey, thank you for saying that, Los. You see, y'all see what I did there, right? Y'all see how I brought up she considers a field and buys it. From her earnings, she plants a vineyard. And now I'm talking about the the science of the nine, all right? The science of the nine. Los just told y'all it's mainly about women, right? She plants a vineyard, all right? Listen, I'm breaking this down the way I want to, all right? The woman is powerful, all right? She finds a field. She considers a field and buys it, all right? The woman is a matriarch. We got to get back to that, all right? We got to get back to putting our women in a position of power in whatever power they could be in, all right? Whatever situation, because, they have a purpose. And part of what these people did when they conquered us was took away the woman's purpose, right? That's what they did because they seen it. They were confused. They were like, "Yo, man," confused. They knew what was going on, but a lot of their attacks initially were on our women. All right, so kidnapping the women was not always just because, oh, I want a woman to kidnap. They were kidnapping rulers of tribes. Do you understand that? And if she wasn't the ruler, and if she wasn't the ruler, some of these women. All right, so if she wasn't the ruler, some of them the the nation's next ruler was through her, right? It's called the issue male of the female, right? If the issue male, right, issue male of the female means that the lineage goes through the woman. You understand me? So they were kidnapping women for that purpose. Like, yo, I'm gonna put a baby into the queen of this tribe and insert myself in, into the
Hey,
royalty.
hey, Rashad.
Go ahead.
If you think about it, they still do got power today. If you look at, like, for example, even though it's gonna sound messed up, but if you look at the households today, the majority of the houses today is ruled by the woman, but exception the father is not there. So they kind of do control the dynamic of how we move today in a sense. It may not be good
Glad you said that.
and it might not, huh?
I'm glad you're
Okay.
saying that because we went back to a matriarch system. The problem is the father in the household. The balance has always been the father. It's never been the mother. That's that's what we gotta understand. They took the father
The,
away for a specific reason.
now the problem is with that is the simple is the way how it's run because the person that's running the woman today is the government. And we know the story. We know the story. I'm just on the part on that fence is the part of getting back to their function. Because if you look at a lot of households today, and when you look at the grandma, a lot of families are dysfunctional today. And after grandma passed away, everybody breaks off. You know what I'm saying? There's no new leader, no auntie not stepping up, mama not stepping up to be the main matriarch of the family, say what goes. That's what needs to be
You
here.
and you know why that is? The reason why. So when it comes to the matriarch and the family, this is what my grandma told me. it's more spiritual with the woman than it is with the man. Like if she goes to buy the land, like so the man will give the woman the money and give her the control to buy land, because spiritually she know if this land is good, she know if this house is right, because she goes off of her spirit. So the woman is the spirit of the family, and the man is like the like kind of like the muscle. If you know you put both of them together, you get a whole
A
ass body.
protector.
No, I'm not gonna say protector, because women are protector too. If you walk up to a woman and threaten her kid, she'll cut your throat faster than a man would. Women are protectors too now.
Hey, yeah,
Yep.
we
True.
so we can't say protector. One thing that I must bring to the table immediately is we cannot say protector. Because traditionally there were tribes that they found here where they said, all right, look, this is in the book that Natural was just talking about. They were talking about how they were selling, and as they sold, they saw a group of women, not men, a group of women with weapons, holding weapons above their head on their way to war. No men around, right? And when they learned more about the tribe, they found out that the women were the warriors and the men stayed at home.
In
Right?
that book,
That sound
I
like the
seen a
seahorse,
mix with
right?
in that book. I seen a mix with women and men. I know what you're saying is true, but on one page on the illustration, I seen the women and the men together with shields.
Oh yeah, I
Yep.
mean, if not, there's never gonna be a totality of things. All right, there's never gonna be like, yo, all men are doing this and all women are doing that. All right, but yeah, like, look, y'all, we're just telling
Balance.
y'all that like that the misconception is that they made women seem like y'all were just here to like cook and clean. I mean, y'all can do that. I'd rather be hungry, but y'all, we know that y'all are that there's more to y'all. All right, part of the whole consciousness shift is y'all knowing that, right? And us saying it, all right? Because there's karma that we'll get knowing this information and not making sure that y'all know.
Exactly. That's what I was saying to the ones that who knew, y'all, like the ones that be carrying themselves a certain type of way or kind of knew this information. Y'all, exactly, like there's gonna be a situation where y'all gonna be held accountable for not speaking up. And then the other thing I
Facts.
wanted to touch with y'all tripping on, y'all see how it's 369, right? And I just heard y'all, which I didn't know that the nine was like the representation of the woman. So it's funny how 369 is still a symbol of the Trinity. So which one is the child and the man? Is it the three or the six? But it's funny how it's 369 with the Trinity also.
It always leads back. All right, it always leads back. Look, where are we at?
Yeah,
What
that
was I
just
talking about?
But y'all right though about what part.
About everything.
This though just it's just really interesting. Like the more you dive into it, like I ain't never been so interested in learning what my ancestors did, like in real time in those history books with no sense of. I mean, they add their opinions to it, but just seeing, like, it
Right.
brings warmth to me. It brings me a good spirit, but I could see the good, I could see the bad. That's why I say don't necessarily copy what your ancestors did. You gotta learn what was good, what was not.
Exactly. I agree with that.
and people sitting up here thinking that just because you're an American Indian, you ain't got no kind of faults. You just as good as cream. You know what I mean? Like you ain't got no kind of atrocities or something that you didn't do. It don't work like that. Everybody has goods and positives.
Yeah, I mean, a part of our thing is like wanting to be first, wanting to be the best, wanting to have the new things. Because if you look at a lot of our treaties, man, a lot of our treaties they were signed because of trinkets. And I really think that it was just like low key, like, hey yo, don't know, hey look, none of the other Indian chiefs have a crown like this. And one of the chiefs was like, yo, Hey man, none of them have it. Nah, but we'll give it to you. Shit, hell yeah. What I gotta do? Hey, just let's knock that chief off, and we all good. And I get the crown full of diamonds. Hey, nobody got one. I felt like our people were on some shit like
So
that.
so we got sold out for a Jesus piece.
Hey, look. So there's a treaty called the Treaty of Middle Plantation, and if you look up the treaty, if you look up the Treaty of Middle Plantation, you'll see that they sold out for trinkets. It's nothing. It's nothing else to it. They sold out for capes. They sold out for crowns and jewelry, necklaces, and stuff like that. And this ain't just no regular people. The Treaty of Middle Plantation. That's the Powhatan Confederacy that signed that. All right. And when they signed that, they gave their allegiance away. All right, to the crown, and they were allowed to keep their land in 3 miles outwards of their land, and that's another way sharecropping got introduced. All right, the people of the tribe were working that land in the 3 miles within that land. All right, but now the laws have changed. Now you're getting taxed, and now you're getting all. You know what I'm saying? Do you
Hey, I
see
want
how it
to.
all?
Yeah, most definitely. I feel like
Hey,
this is why it's important to know what tribe you come from specifically and to learn that tribe specific cultures. As a whole, we might have did the same thing at the core, but we all had our, some people fix chili with spaghetti noodles and some fix it regular type ways, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
And my dad's from Indiana. They fix theirs with spaghetti noodles.
I'm in Kentucky and that shit's nasty. I'm from that regular way.
Hey, I don't know it no other way. If it don't have spaghetti noodles in it, then I'm kind of like, interesting. But
hey,
And
this is a
people
little.
and people in North Carolina put sugar in theirs.
oh,
Oh, that's wild. Hey, this is a
hey,
little random, but not to change the subject or anything. But this came to my mind real quick because I was talking to my auntie yesterday because she's out here visiting, and I did not know this because she moved to Texas and they bought a house in Texas and stuff like that. So when they were, and this is something I didn't know. So when you go to Texas, or say you move here from California, or you move from somewhere, you go to Texas. When you buy your land, they tell y'all that if you find any minerals or gas on the land that you're buying, it belongs to the state of Texas. So how do you technically own the land if you got to give up the mineral rights or the oil? If you find that shows you right there how much oil and minerals is over there, because they don't know to the extent where when you buy a house down that way in the contract, because they don't know where anybody may strike oil because it's so potent down that way. If your ass end up having to buy some property, guess what's in that contract? Your ass got to give up the minerals and the gas if you happen to stumble upon it. It belongs to Texas.
You gotta get you a good ass lawyer to try to get a lawyer rights, or become. I think the only way to really do it is become national or something.
man, look,
I don't know.
we got to be see, that's the thing. That's how they trick us, because in a situation like that, that's personal. Now the way that they're winning is because we're continuously trying to do things and that listen, y'all. Let's go 5 minutes back. What did I just say? I said it was one king, one chief that was like, "Yo, this crown looks good on me. Nobody else has one, right? Oh, okay. I'm gonna rock with it." We do that as a people. We just do solo shit, like all by ourselves. But we got to get back to nationhood, because when we're doing things on our own, everybody else is getting screwed over. All right. If think about that farmer. What's that farmer out west that had all that land, and then they were like running on his land, taking his animals. He got locked up because he thought he
Yeah,
could do some. He thought he could do
he was
some
there.
thing. Exactly. Without the nation, you need like people. The whole world don't operate like this for no reason. All right. Like, I can understand that we don't trust a lot of things, but hey, people, I'm not talking to y'all up here. I'm just talking in general. I can understand that we don't trust a lot of things, but there are some things in place that, just because like this is how the world's operating, and operate like that to a certain capacity in order to be on a level playing field, right? You know what I'm saying? Like we don't have to do what they're doing, but nation building and being a nation, the world operates like that because it's smart. It's human nature to not be a loner. It's human nature not to be alone, right? I don't care what nobody says.
Yep, correct.
So with that same energy, it's human nature for people to gather and become a nation, right? That's culture, right? That's culture. That's literally what culture is. We got all these people up here, so y'all can't see the definition. But manifestations, all right, of humanity, intellectual achievements regarded collectively. Y'all remember earlier I brought up the definition? It's achievements regarded collectively. That's what culture is. So if you go doing something by yourself, you can never be the culture. You can only be one person doing something by yourself. All right. Part y'all see that? Look down there. Look by David and Opium. Y'all see the customs, arts, social institutions, and achievements of a particular nation. That's what culture is. Of a nation. You got to be a nation to have culture. So when they steal our stuff, when people around the world are taking our stuff and we're like, yo, that's cultural appropriation, but nobody is feeling no kind of way. Everybody's like, man, what are y'all talking about? That's because we're not a nation. They're like, yo, ain't nobody stealing from y'all. Y'all are just people giving stuff out. They'll tell you that's the United States culture. You know, black culture is United States culture. If y'all create it, anybody can have it. Ain't that what they say? Ain't that what they've been telling y'all? If y'all create it, anybody can have it. That's the reason. Because we're not a nation. We don't have a nation, and we're giving our shit out to the United States. We got to create a nation, and then things are protected, right? Then that's when you go to school, and that's when if you have to send your children to public school, right? And they're like, oh, you need to cut your hair, and you're like, no, what? That's my nation's culture. That's an achievement
Hmm.
of the collective. We collectively have afros. We're not cutting that. That's that's the arts of a particular nation.
Hey, not to cut you off real quick, Rashad, but there's a word inside that culture that's interesting called manifestations. So the reason why they can have claim to your culture or anything that we make or create is the same thing what Oaks just said. If you find oil on your land, you feel me? You got to get that shit up. So a manifestation could be oil, it could be culture, it could be art, it could be anything that you create. It's a manifestation. So this is how
Boom.
they steal our shit.
Yeah, and y'all got to understand too, and that's part of besides them keeping copper colored people down specifically, that's a way that you keep the general public or as society down, and you don't let an individual become into instant demigod status because you got to understand a person that's been living their life, they decided to move down south, they got their retirement, right? So all they have left is their retirement, so they decided to move down south. They buy some property, find a house. All of a sudden, you mean to tell me they hit a mineral fucking thing or they hit some oil to the point where now they are a whole different entity to where they can invest in copper colored businesses or become a person that can own a business or, just become a figure in life depends on how much oil or minerals they found on there. They can't afford for your ass to be a demigod out of nowhere and you not with all the craziness that they that set up. Are you crazy? You got to be from the hood first, bro.
There you go. There you have. There you have it. Hey, y'all ever feel like people don't be hearing y'all?
All the
Sometimes
time, bro.
that's why I repeat myself. Repetition is the father of learning.
Exactly. Say the same shit in life.
Repetition is a father of learning. Hey yo, shout out to the original being. That's my That's my brother right there, man. He be on point. Hey, look, y'all. We was talking about we were talking about this book right here, culture. Right. Then we got into it. We said it's the manifestations. Right. That's beautiful. I love that word. All right. The intellectual achievement regarded collectively. Right. It's the arts and social institutions and achievements of a particular nation. Right. We're just talking about culture because people keep saying that we have none. And I just want to let you know that the reason it's taken it and we can't seem to get it back the way we want to is because we're missing a big part of it, which is reconnecting with nature. All right. If we're the original beings of this planet, our culture has to be given honors to where we came from. We came from the dirt. We came from the clay. We came from the mud. I don't care if the clay was brown or red. Wherever, whatever the clay was, you came from it. So you got to cultivate it to honor, right? In order to give your honors to where you came from, ain't that cultivating the land? Hmm? Who do y'all think? Hey, I don't know who was here for my last live, but my last live was about architecture. So if we're talking about architecture, who do y'all think built these columns? And why would they make corn columns?
I did. You know, back then they called me Sir Locius the second. You know, I went
Hey,
by many
Sir
names.
Locius the second. Sounds like a Moor. Sounds like a
I mean,
Huguenot.
I did come from
Just to give
Turk.
y'all, just to give y'all a little, since we're talking about architecture and how this intertwines with our people and how you can tell somebody may be something or related to something. Because I just so happen to be the son of one of the most highly qualified, most known architects in Los Angeles that, designs a lot of buildings in downtown. So y'all would be very surprised the things that my dad has designed for the downtown of Los Angeles. So just to let y'all know that my dad, it runs through my family
That's dope.
blood with architecture. So,
That's dope
but I will
because
talk
my
about
pops. That's dope because my pops helped build
That's real
the
dope.
children's hospitals around the U.S. He was a traveling electrician.
Oh dang, that's dope too. Hey, look, y'all. So y'all see what we got right here, right?
our family.
Th- Yeah.
You got a
Hey, you spoke about your family, and it brought me to my next slide. Hey, peace. You,
Yo, what up? What up? We in here for him like Voton.
hey, you already know. You
Right.
already know. Hey, keep hitting the like button, y'all.
The
Hit the
squad
like
is
button
in
and shit,
here.
man.
Y'all
Hey,
definitely
you
got to hit
feel
the
me?
like button now.
You hear me? Like, god dang. Hey, look. Hey, I appreciate y'all. It feels good. It feels good knowing that, like, I could go live and bring together all these beautiful minds. You know what I'm saying? Like, goodness, shit should be a movie. All right, look, y'all. So the reason I pulled this up right here because this is important. All right, during this time, y'all see what it says up here. All right, y'all see what it says? Hey, leave a one in the comments if y'all can see this up here. Make sure it ain't cut off. And I want y'all to put a one because like the more y'all do stuff in the comments, the better it works. All right, reconstruct the Constitution. All right. So the reason this is important is because they were enfranchising the freedmen. All right, listen, etymology is so important. All right, enfranchise means to make free, right? Disenfranchise means to make a slave. All right. So they were enfranchising freedmen, right? But we just went over the Black's Law, the Black Codes, so we know that they're not talking about skin tone. They're just talking about enslaved people in general. All right, that's what these people were doing. They were just trying to free. They were just trying to get people free and empower them once they were free, right? All right. So Andrew Jackson, he got mentioned not too long ago. Andrew Jackson was going against these people, right? Because Andrew Jackson was going against the Whig Party. The Whig Party became the Native American Party over time, right? And then he was going against the Republic Party, the Republicans, right? These people, us people,
So,
all right?
so treat this, y'all. Okay, not to cut you off, so just to throw in real quick. So, due to the fact y'all paying attention to what Rashad is saying, so take in consideration that my cousin is related to the, like, that's what I'm saying. My cousin, I don't even think he's realized this yet, and I'm gonna have to break it to him, and he's gonna have to do some, coming to an understanding with that. But technically, due to his folks being part of the general of the French army, you know what I mean, which is the folks that Rashad is talking about, it's a high chance that my blood relative may have had something to do with the unaliving of my folks.
Yeah.
So how about that?
Damn. Hey, that's rough. Y'all gonna have to talk that one out.
That's a real Romeo and Juliet story. For real.
Yeah, that's a deep one. That's a deep one right there. All right. So y'all hear what he's saying, but y'all know y'all get the concept of this. They were trying to enfranchise people. Now the reason that's important is because enfranchise means to make free, like I said, and disenfranchise means to make a slave of, right? Right, y'all?
Yeah.
Exactly. I said that's how not just to break it to you, Democrats hate to break. Well, I don't hate to break it, but just to give you a little history on your hood is that y'all wouldn't have been nothing and wouldn't have been in no position of power if it wasn't for the White League that knocked off all these people that you're looking at. They had to knock off all these people's friends and families in order for the Democrats to become in the position of power because they kept losing. They were losing so much, they got in their feelings and paid the White League to knock off my folks.
Hey, everybody has a culture. I keep bringing this one back up because everybody has a culture, y'all.
Can I just drop this ancestral gem? The same way you see that rope back then, that's how they used to unalive what they will call cursed Hebrews or cursed Israelites or specific Moors that wouldn't convert over. So they've been using that rope for a while. And if you look at a lot of the statues or inscriptions on the wall, you'll see them using the rope on us
All right.
for a long time.
Hey, look, let's all keep it a buck, right? In school, when they taught us about the hangings and stuff, and the strange fruit situations, we thought they were just doing it to random folks, right? We thought it was just like they ride down the street and they'll just see a random, black person and just say, "Hey, you," N word, and and just unalive you, like, because you're walking, right? That's what we thought was happening, right? We thought they were just grabbing some old random. That's what they
That's
taught.
like the Emmett Till. People don't know that Emmett Till was basically related to a chief, a high chief, and he
Exactly.
knew who the fuck he was. But they portray that story to us like he was just randomly whistling at a white woman and he got unalive for whistling at a white woman.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about the land. That's why I keep telling people in every live, y'all will hear me say, it matters where your family was. Location matters. If you're that family by the water, there was a reason why you were by the water because there was probably either a pipeline or something that your ancestors was making profit off of or was bartering with other tribes with that made them a heavy significant, family in the situation of our tribal system because of where they were located at. So
Yeah.
location does matter.
Yes. Yes, man. That's why we're Mississippians. Exactly, beautiful. That's why we're Missis. That's Come on, man. That's what the Mississippi thing is all about. They left the Yucatan the Fertile Crescent, to find more fertile lands. Where else would you go?
The swamps. That's where we
See,
went because that's where the other water source is, and a lot of vegetation can grow over there. What a lot of people don't know. So we went to
why
the
do you
swamps too.
Like she said, West Florida. If everything
exactly
was called La Florida, wouldn't that make Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas, Panhandle, Gulf of Mexico, all that would be La Florida?
all of it was La Florida for sure. So they left there and they went to La Florida because they went back to more fertile lands. All right. It's fertile lands and it's also protected. All right. So you got to think this is deep. All right. Have y'all heard of the Appalachian Mountains?
Most definitely. That
All right.
stretches
Yes,
Now
sir.
far.
it's say that again. That last part is it stretches, right?
It stretches far.
All right. So think this how smart your ancestors are. So there's cataclysms that happen on the earth, right? All the time. Floods, right? Floods, earthquakes, hurricanes, everything you could think of. All right. So to locate and situate yourself around a mountain range like that, now you have the high ground and the low ground. Now, so if people are so think, all right, so you have the Appalachian Mountains, and then you have the what is it? What's the mountains on the right? I mean, on the west coast. It's not the Colorado. It's the Rockies, right? So now that's a valley, right? That's like you got valleys, but you have the Appalachians and the Rockies, right? I think it's the Rockies. I'm not sure, but that's like the Great Valley, right? Your ancestors place themselves within that area, the safe place. Now look on the map now. Look at the flood zones today. Look at if the world was to get flooded again, how the map would look, and you'll see that your ancestors, based on their location, were still in a prime position to be safe. Even if they had to travel a little bit, they still set themselves up in great locations.
That's the whole point. And people didn't have no internet or no maps like that. They were connected to the land. They were connected to Mother Nature. So they knew places that felt right. They knew this place would
Yep.
provide fruits and vegetables. They knew this place would provide water. They knew this over here would do this. So then you are the people that live in the forest. So now I got to send the homie or the little bro scout with a bunch of stuff over to the people that live over here by the water and trade these fruits for some good water.
Exactly.
Now,
If you want to
check this out.
switch, if you want to switch it and use that map, or Rashad, you can so people
Yeah,
can
I'm a,
get a visual.
I'm a, yeah, I'm gonna put you up here.
Now, check this out. Where the
Oh
sundown
shit!
towns
Hold
at
on. Hey,
now?
there we go. There you go. All right, y'all see right there? Y'all see? Y'all see that map?
Nat,
All
Oh
right,
yeah,
that
I
think
boy
do.
about
Nat,
this.
Natural about to drop a gem on some sundowns. Go ahead.
I said, where the sundown towns at now?
In all those places,
Yep. And where did they push us?
they pushed us. They pushed us into the cities, man, away from all the nature.
The
Away from
lowlands.
They
The
put yeah
lowlands.
into flood
see that.
zones.
Yeah. All black towns is in flood zones.
What a
Yeah,
There's a
coincidence.
place called Harrison. If you look it up right now, everywhere across Harrison is sundown towns. Mountain View, all the way up to Branson, Missouri. That whole mountainous ridge right there in the center,
You
all
talking about the
those are sundown
Ozarks?
towns.
You talking about the
So hey,
Yep.
let me
Ozarks in Missouri, right?
Yep.
hey,
The Ozarks in Arkansas, the Ozarks to Missouri, all of that is sundown towns.
hey, let me
We've
throw
been
this
out
out
there.
there. Let me throw this out there. So would y'all taking like so since Natural's bringing up the sundown towns, so is that gonna now I'm gonna have to maybe or somebody else do the research and see how potent the minerals and the oil is over on them sundown towns. See if there's oil refineries or minerals or some kind of businesses that are in them sundown towns. Why is there a mineral corporation in the sundown town? Why is there a whole
Hey,
gas company in the sundown town?
hey, you know what else you want to look for? This might seem real simple, but look, now you want to look in the black towns and see if there's a see the amount of train stations and what kind of trains go through there, and then look at these sundown towns and see what kind of train stations, what kind of trains go through there, and then look at these old towns back in the day and look at all the interviews, and they'll say the reason their town fell apart was because they refused to build a train station to go through their town, because that's how you transport goods. You don't transport goods on the open road all the time. All right. You're always going to see trains moving back and forth because that's how you're transporting a lot of things. Trains, airplanes, underground as well, things like that.
All sundown towns. Go look at. I want y'all to go look at the history of some sundown towns in your state. Look at how they became sundown towns and who was there before they became sundown towns. Look at the name of what it originally was before they changed the name of those locations.
Hey, my phone may die, but I'm gonna come right back up. I'm on my way to the house.
Ain't no worries.
And for an example, real quick, like here in Louisville, Kentucky, one of our sundown towns is called Shively. Shively is right between Iroquois Park and Shawnee Park, and both of those used to be old Indian hunting grounds because the deers and everything still roam there. The mounds is still there. Old Tartarian steps is covered with vegetation. It's dope, and all of our neighborhoods is right next to our shit, and we don't even know it. Excuse my language.
Hey, so that's the thing, y'all. All of our neighborhoods are right next to our stuff, and we don't even be knowing it. We don't even know what our stuff is. That's why I did that architecture live yesterday, because we don't be knowing. Like, we don't know what belongs to us. Hey, hey, Tia. Now I'm gonna let you up, but this ain't making no sense. This ain't making no sense, Tia. I don't know how you doing this. We didn't even say the word Mississippi. It was just on the screen. God dang it.
Now the
This
All
is
most
just on
second
the
thing was
Mississippians got a
about 10
spidey
years ago.
sense.
My husband sitting right here. I hadn't said a word. I was just opening up TikTok, and y'all was the first thing that came up.
Hey, man, that's crazy.
I hadn't said
Hey,
a thing in the world.
peace, though, peace.
Y'all said sundown towns. I will tell y'all this. Those sundown towns are placed right next to our Indian lands for a reason. It's a fear tactic. That's all it is. Sundown towns are literally on Indian territory.
Dang, that just it makes so much sense. Like, it seems simple now, but when you say it, it seems simple when you say it, but it makes so much sense. Like, yeah, let's place this right next to where if they ever try to come back, this is going to be one of the worst places that they'd have to go to come back and get in.
They don't realize them sundown towns. They're gonna be white clean. They just don't realize. That's why That's why they act so headstrong out there. And if you notice, their population is not great, but they got the most weaponry.
Yeah, because that's what an army set up at when they at one point in time those sundown towns were heavily populated. They set up armories there for any Indian that tried to come back and claim land or tried to sneak back onto the territory. That's why they there like that. It's literally just a fear tactic.
Hmm. It's all right.
Yeah, I feel that.
I'm gonna tell you what's creepy though, because I was sitting up here going through the Mississippian history textbook that we had in school, and the part I got to was when they was talking about sundown town.
Hey, y'all. Hey, I, I'm gonna change the picture, but I just wanted y'all to know. Hold on.
I'm gonna say like I said when Naturalista was up here. If you can't read Mississippian, you fucked up. Cause every last one of them damn words makes sense to me.
Hey, the Choctaws, the Chickasaws, and the Cherokee were all dark. They were all much darker than the people to the north. All right. Now the only difference is the Cherokee. Some of their people had a complexion that was a little brighter. That's the only difference. So all that other stuff they've been telling y'all is a lie about complexions of Cherokee. Whatever.
They just did what you said earlier. Some of them didn't like the way how they people was, so they end up mixing in. That's all.
Pretty much.
But I read an old book that talked about the original complexion. They said they was dark, they was tall, dark people. That's all I know. And it said all the Indians on the East Coast was an intelligent. Dang, I forgot what they said. They said that was more intelligent than the Indians of the West in the North.
Uh-huh. Yep. So yeah, that's exactly what this is saying. Natural. This. So it's kind of cut off, but it is saying that it's saying that the difference between the Cherokee and the Muskogee was the Muskogee were mostly short. Like the women were like all 5 foot women. They said the men could get kind of tall, but they said the Cherokee were mostly 6 foot. I ain't 6 foot, so I'm like, damn. You know what I'm saying?
I
I don't know
got
what
the
they
East
try to.
Bend Cherokee record.
I'm just playing, huh?
So here's the thing: my mom's side, the men are tall, but I take up from my dad's side. I'm 5'9.5". Got to put the half in there. But other than that, but I got Cherokee blood, but I don't have that stature. I don't have that six whatever stature. But I got more Choctaw than anything. But the latest Indian tribe I found was the Wabanaks from Virginia. But other than that, I can't find any more. So I think I got more Choctaw for Choctaw than more than anything. Give me. But I got more Cherokee records than Choctaw.
I'm sitting over here with a 6 foot Cherokee right now.
Hey, look, I'm short.
Did somebody say 6 feet? Hmm.
Oh Lord, y'all
Yeah,
some
my husband's
y'all
6 feet tall. He Cherokee.
y'all some
But
giants out here.
Well, I found Eastern Band Cherokee in my records. I just don't ever say it because I feel like that Cherokee shit watered down, so I don't never really say that shit. And plus, a lot of people be expecting it, but I got Eastern Band in me. They say the Tianos, but I don't know where my tall gene comes from for real. Not on the Indian side.
Yeah, yeah, you taller than me. Hey, look, hey, look. Like I used to tell my nephew, I used to say, don't ever use me as a way to be proud of how tall you are.
why am I seeing over
And
y'all heads?
you got this. Yeah, you can see over my head for sure.
I'm 5 foot
But
10.
damn.
My mama's 6 feet.
Tia, you
Hey,
6 feet.
dang.
You might as well go ahead and round off them 2 little inches.
Shut the hell up. I am not 6 feet tall. I am 5'10".
Hey, DMB is about. She says she almost 6 feet. She's Chata. Hey, look. I'm short, y'all, but my aura,
Here we go.
my
Here
aura
go
is
the
6 foot. All right, y'all hear
They
me?
Yeah, like I
appreciate my
said,
model.
my daughter's mom, like I said, she like 6'3.5", and she found Blackfoot and Shawnee in her tree so far. So I don't know, maybe.
Hey, look.
Look, we come in different sizes. Fun size, big size, all. They still fear us no matter what size we is.
Yeah, I'm 6 foot.
That's true.
Hey,
Them
let me
boys were
just
scared of
let
the
me.
pygmies.
Hey, for real. Hey, cause but that's because we're not alone. Like we got it. That's one of the reasons we fell. So natural was talking about how did we fall. One of the reasons is because we're too easily separated as people. Like there's too little that somebody could say about us to separate us as a people. Like if you like every nation has the same issues we have. The only thing is we put our issues on Front Street, right? People know about the black household. Like, all right, I don't know how old y'all are, but there was a time back in the day when the old folks used to talk about this. They used to say that you'll never know what a white person you'll never know who a white person voted for. They'll never tell you. You know what I'm saying? Have y'all ever heard that?
Yep. And it's true.
Yeah,
I'm telling
it's
you, it
true.
is true. They will not tell you. If you ask them who they vote for, it's very you down there about to be ready to fight them boys.
For real. They're not about to talk about it. Now the thing about that is we need to get on the same wavelength. There has to be shit that we just won't talk about. Now, they won't talk to us about it, but do you think that same white guy, if he goes to talk to another white person, he's gonna be that secretive with who he voted for? Or do you think he's gonna look at the white person and they're gonna nod heads and say, well, goddamn, you know who I voted for, and they're gonna be
Yeah, they're gonna be in unity.
It's a code.
they're gonna be in unity. They just didn't tell us because we don't deserve to know. It's not our business. We need to be on the same thing. All right. That's one of the reasons we failed because we don't be on the same thing. People could separate us, like, all right, look at it like this. Every other nation can collectively hate us. They can have their issues within their nation, but they could collectively get together within their nation, then get together with another nation to come hate us. So if we can't even get together with ourselves, we're double behind because themselves didn't go get together with somebody else. So that's four get-togethers overall happening, or three. Yeah, three get-togethers, and we can't even get one get-together. Y'all feel me?
I think the problem came when they mixed all the melanated people in with us. Like when we was just by ourselves for real, man, we used to keep shit a whole lot of like secretive for a long time. You know what I'm saying? But then when they start throwing like the melanated Germans and all these other melanated folks into our communities, and we start just growing up and living amongst them, getting real comfortable, not really knowing them, and it's like I feel like our main problem be that we talk too much with people of our same skin tone, and we don't even really know them like that. That's one of our major
Think in
things in
their
my
eye.
eyes
I
because
definitely agree with
yeah,
that.
because I ain't never really just sat down and had a whole conversation with a blonde moon person a day in my life for real. So I don't really know too much other than work and they ready to go home. But when it comes to our people, man, we'll tell somebody where the weed man at, and we don't even know dude name real quick, just off the strength he's melanated. You know what I'm saying?
Right?
Crazy stuff.
If he got the right aura, you might say something to him.
I may have to disagree with that for this one reason. I worked in a prison around Aryan nations. They
Well,
talk
that's
too
a
damn
different
much.
world.
Now, hold on, wait. Now, check this out. Now, look what just happened with the Trump shit. They saying loud and proud who they voted for. I'm telling you, those times have really changed. They is open about their ideologies and everything now. Don't know why, but they really is. And they throw it in our face and like, what you gonna do about it now? That's we at the point like, what you gonna do about it now? Since they
Yeah.
open with it.
Now I could respect that they probably made it to that point, but I there too if I was them. Honestly, like with all the things that
Yeah,
happen
I
in the
think.
world. Now go ahead.
I was just about to say, yeah, I think they're open now because of the amount of brainwash that we under. You know, if when you get people to a point where they don't know who they are or where they came from, literally, and it just happened, shit, you could be open with a lot of stuff and they won't catch it. They'll just think you're racist and keep it moving, but it is something way deeper than that behind it.
Hey, hey Porfirio, a peace, man. I really appreciate it. Califia Israel. Now, the reason that the reason why people think that a lot of our stories are not real is because they put the word legend next to it. But if you look up the etymology of legend, it'll let you know that it was a happening. All right, so the word legend does not equate to falsehood. All right. Go ahead, y'all.
If people do the etymology of legend, they'll be surprised that nothing inside the definition of legend means fake. It just means it's an old story. So I just want to drop that gem in there. And myth doesn't mean fake either, as well.
And let you know the
What's that?
etymology the etymology website we always go to, they changing shit on there now. Just giving y'all a heads up, they changed the definitions. When I went to go look at the word dingy
Yeah, I
and
called it.
dusty, I didn't see the word brown and stuff in there no more, and I didn't see that Negro part in there no more. And I got a screenshot, and I went to the website. It's not on there no more. They purposely changed the shit now because they know that's where we're going to.
Hey, so if you got it screenshotted, you need to print it out.
This is why I would never give nobody my sources because this is the shit that they do. This is the very thing my ancestors and my elders warned me about. That's why I wouldn't tell them at
Or
first where I was getting it from. I was just telling them to go look the shit up. You will find it if you look.
or if everybody got like $30 to spend one day, 1 month, if you want to sacrifice a little 3 5, you feel me? You can always buy you an old school etymology dictionary. They still have them. You'll have to pay a little penny for it, but it's best to have one, especially in this age of technology when they can change shit. So this is why books is becoming important again. Hard copies, old stuff.
Yeah, Shava. Legend was a happening. It means a happening. So
I
it
like how don't
was. I
nobody
think.
pay
I think
attention
it
that
says. Uh,
during the
can y'all hear me?
Revolutionary War they were stealing books. Or was it just me or
Hey,
did y'all see that too? Burning books.
can y'all hear me?
We can hear you.
Yeah, it was happening. But yeah, they were burning books. They were stealing books and burning books. They've been doing this since the beginning of their time. Right? It'll never stop. That's the thing about history. Like it was mirrored. As above, so below. As within, so without. All that stuff. As over there happened over here. All right. So the same thing they did to the Moors over there, they did to the American Indians over here. All right.
Hey, bro, I'm gonna drop down real quick. I gotta be with the kids real quick. Thanks for having me up.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thanks for joining. Hey, I'm about to end this pretty soon. I feel like we accomplished the goal. Just trying to let everybody know what culture was. I'm out here now, being cultural. You know what I'm saying? All right, give me a second. I'm about to end this thing right here. I'm talking to these people about culture. You know what culture is? Plants, basically. But yeah, I'm out here being cultural. This is like the Milpa planter system. It's kind of working. And the beans and the squash and everything. And I don't know. There's probably some like scholar on here that's gonna tell me better. But I put peppers close to them, like to try to keep stuff away. You know, who knows? Ain't nothing eating my stuff so far, so it's been working. You know, this is culture. This is what this live was about today, y'all. This live today was about
Ooh,
culture.
them berries look
See?
juicy. They almost ready.
They almost ready,
Got a little
man. I
green
can't wait.
thumb and shit.
You feel me? Hey, look. So yeah, it's looking good. But this is the culture. This is what they took from us. They took our ability to feed ourselves. These are tomatillos right here. I got to get another plant, but I'm a propagate it. That's how I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? Propagation. But they they try to take our culture from us. You know what I'm saying? They don't want us culture, right? They don't want us feeding ourselves. Hey, look, even on his way out, it's still beauty. That's a deficiency right here, y'all. A vitamin deficiency, probably from who knows. But look,
It kind of look like zinc, with the plants I quote unquote grow. If you understand me, when they turn like that, it's either zinc or iron.
how would I fix that?
You can go
Go ahead.
to you can go to your plant store and they have the liquid plant feeding, and just tell them that your plant has like zinc or iron deficiency, and they'll point you in the right direction.
Okay. What
And
doors
when you
close?
eat your own food from out of your garden, y'all, whatever leftovers or remains you have, turn it into compost and feed it back into the garden.
Hey, yeah, hey, I'm gonna have to do that. Thanks, Los. Hey, look, even they would throw this away in real life. I don't know. I'm probably still gonna eat it when it grows.
It's a healthy strawberry. Ain't nothing
Yeah,
wrong with it.
you know what I'm saying? Cultivation. Got the peppers going.
Boy, that strawberry recessive gene showing.
Hey, for real. He's like, man. He's like, I've never met my father, but they tell me he's a different kind of man. Hey, hey, look,
They
it's
say
crazy.
I'm a strawberry.
Hey, so I did this, y'all. Like, it's all about being creative, like with your space. I gotta cut like a little thing right here to make it better, but I did this. It's gonna connect. I'm gonna put this right here, like across. You know what I'm saying? For the tomatoes, I got the Brandywine, Chadwick cherries, Wisconsin, Manhattan joints, and another Brandywine tomato.
Man, what kind of herb y'all be taking on y'all end? Cause my herb made me just want to sit my ass down. Y'all got y'all out here building
Hey,
and shit. I need to switch
hey, man,
strands.
for real. I don't do hybrids. That's why.
That and that's all that's here in Kentucky is hybrids. That shit sucks for real.
Yeah, we don't do hybrids. I got stuff in here, but I don't feel like it wants to grow those. And I know somebody. Hey, look, succulents. You got to do things for fun. I know somebody's gonna talk shit because of my bins, whatever. Hey, you shouldn't be using plastic. I know, I know, I know. I had to use what I had. Look, there's corn in there. These are 20-gallon
Sometimes you
bags.
might have to move them
Is
around
Dave
inside
sleep?
in the bags too.
Is Dave sleep? He been on here quiet the whole time.
Now that's something my mama told me. When your plant won't grow, try to moving it around. It may not like the spaces in.
Yeah, I might have to. I might have to move some of those ones. Onions and artichokes. You feel me? Microgreens. Yeah, I'm posting this on YouTube, y'all. That little part where I was looking at the plants, that's gonna look real good, like on a video with music behind it or something. How did this door get closed? Oh, took a muscle man. Yeah, but yeah, y'all. It's about culture. We got to get back to our culture. They said they took our culture. They said we don't have no culture. We already know we have all the culture. We create the culture, but we got to get back to like the culture of the culture, which is getting back into nature. You understand? This is cultivating land, feeding ourselves, all right? Feeding our families, feeding our loved ones, feeding our neighbors. Hey yo, hey, let's get this to 50K before we go though. Like,
Try like fruit peels too, like banana peels and stuff. For whatever reason, it break down in that soil real good. Certain plants eat it up. So you might want to try that and see. Just try it on like a little patch and see what happens.
huh?
Straight chilling. Well, that's how we be in front of the stove.
Hey, you feel me? All right. Hey, look. Hey, y'all, hold on. I'll be right back. Y'all could talk. I guess David gave up. I'll be right back, y'all. Yeah, y'all. We talked about culture today. It's a great topic. They try to say we didn't have any, but we have all the culture. We are the culture creators. But then we talked about the etymology of culture, which means tilling the land, and we were the masters of that too. All right, we showed and we proved. All right, we need to get back to the original definition of culture, which is tilling the land. We need to get back to putting our hands and our feet, on the grass and in the dirt and connecting with Mother Nature. All right. We call Earth our mother and then we run away from her. We gotta get better, y'all. We gotta do better than that. All right. Go plant something. If you need some seeds, holler at somebody that might have some seeds. If you need help with how to plant and how to grow, reach out to somebody. We learn all kind of things on YouTube. They got planting videos. I'm telling you they do. Go look on my page. I got some on my page as well. Hey, but look, hey, let's get back to our culture. Peace and love, y'all.